Ever heard a story about a battle where the sky lit up? Or soldiers reported seeing strange, shining figures leading the charge, and historians just shrugged it off as superstition or stress? What nobody wants to admit is that some of the most powerful moments in history, moments where the tide turned or hope, surfaced out of nowhere, were shaped by signs that came straight from heaven. Not every battlefield miracle gets a holiday, a statue, or a full chapter in your history book, but survivors in small towns have guarded these memories like treasure. Today, let's finally bring those stories to light. Think about it. Most times we talk about battles, we dive into numbers, strategies, politics, or commanders. It's all the usual stuff. Who had more weapons? Who made the best move? Who lost or surrendered? But quietly behind all that, there are stories that can't be explained by tactics or luck alone. Across centuries, soldiers, peasants, monks, and even kings saw unexplainable sights. Glowing crosses, moving suns, mysterious fogs, voices in the wind, radiant figures who vanished as suddenly as they appeared. Still, these stories get hushed up. Maybe critics say it's just mass panic, hallucination, or desperation. Or maybe some people are just afraid to believe that heaven doesn't always stay silent when humanity faces its darkest moments. But whether you believe in miracles or not, when hundreds or even thousands witness something extraordinary, you have to ask, what if it really happened? Let's dig into some true legends that flipped history's script, and then look at why these signs still matter for faith, hope, and how we talk about history. Start with one of the oldest, the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. 312 AD, Roman Emperor Constantine was about to face his rival, Maxentus, in a battle that would decide the future of the Roman Empire. That night, Constantine saw a cross of light in the sky bearing the words, "In this sign, you will conquer." He ordered his troops to paint the Christian symbol, the Chiaro, on their shields. The next day, his army smashed through the enemy and changed history. Christianity transformed from a persecuted underground faith into the official religion of Rome. That heavenly sign became the spark for centuries of change. But the story didn't stop there. Constantine's vision still echoes today. Every time you see a Catholic church with the Chi-Rho symbol, every time someone describes a conversion story or a sudden moment of clarity, it's a small echo of that ancient battlefield sign. Ordinary soldiers, probably terrified out of their minds, told their children, "We saw it in the sky, and everything changed." Move forward 900 years to the fields of Italy, the Battle of Montaperti, 1260. Siena, a much smaller city, faces Florence with barely any hope. Just as the Sienese are about to collapse, a thick fog descends and covers their position. Some claim they saw a radiant woman leading a charge. The fog, the vision, nobody knows for sure what happened. But Siena won, sending ripples across Italy. For generations, locals prayed at shrines, sure that a saint or the Virgin Mary herself intervened on their behalf. Now let's jump to 1571. Lepanto. Europe is shaken. The Ottoman navy, massive and confident, faces outnumbered Christian ships in a showdown that could end the future of a whole continent. We all hear about the prayers, every Catholic in Europe clinging to the rosary, but there's another layer. Some claim that when the battle was at its worst, sailors saw a vision of Our Lady over the water. Clouds shaped like a woman, a glowing outline, a calming voice lifting them out of their fear. Whether a true apparition or just mass hope, it gave courage where terror ruled. History records an impossible victory. But it's not just the famous battles. Millions of soldiers, all through history, have whispered stories about strange lights, visions, voices, signs that carried them right when they were about to break. American troops at Valley Forge, French fighters in obscure civil wars, and even modern soldiers in the trenches tell stories of a light that led them home, a whisper that gave them strength to endure, or a figure who appeared and vanished before anyone could even say thank you. Let's go back to Portugal. Fatima, 1917. Not a classic battlefield, but a nation at war with itself, fear, persecution, faith under attack. 3 poor children see a lady brighter than the sun. Tens of thousands show up. The sun spins, pulses colors, dries the mud, terrifies scientists and skeptics. The government, hostile to faith, can't silence the witnesses. The story spreads. For millions now, Fatima is proof that heaven speaks even when we think we're forgotten. World War II brings another set of battlefield signs. The miracle of the White Madonna in Russia, 1941. Italian soldiers were trapped in freezing lands with no hope of escape. According to survivors, a mysterious white lady appeared and guided men to safety. Her presence became the stuff of devotion and legend. Was it mass delusion, a brilliant natural effect, or something truly supernatural? Nobody can say for certain, but the impact changed the way many saw survival and hope. Even in modern times, these moments keep happening. Soldiers from Vietnam, the Middle East, and Africa have reported strange lights and quiet moments, voices at the edge of sleep, or visions during life-or-death situations. Some write books, some keep their stories private, but the tales and the legacy won't entirely disappear. Here's something to think about. Why do these signs matter so much? Skeptics argue it's just hope or confusion, a trick of the mind under stress. But for believers, heavenly signs on battlefields are proof that no matter how bad things get, God can and does break into our story. The message: suffering isn't pointless, and heaven isn't far away. Even today, some of the shrines and memorials built at these places are more than history lessons. They're proof that people still look for meaning and connection in the toughest times. Statues, stained glass windows, paintings in tiny churches, they all show glowing figures, radiant lights, or icons based on battlefield stories. This isn't just about winning, either. On many of these forgotten battlefields, defeat came anyway. The real miracle wasn't a reversal, but endurance. Men making it back home, communities rising from ruins, faith surviving after all hope was lost. Sometimes the heavenly sign didn't fix everything. It simply gave people the strength to survive and rebuild. Here's a climax you'll never find in most history books. When the shooting stops, towns build shrines, tell kids the story, and hold quiet masses thanking God for a sign that wasn't supposed to happen. Even after empires crumble and nations change hands, the memory hangs on, passed quietly, waiting for the next generation to remember. And what does this mean for you right now? Most of us will never walk across an ancient battlefield. But the lesson is this: every struggle, every moment of panic, every battle, literal or personal, could hold a sign meant just for you. Sometimes you find it in a dream, a sudden thought, or the kindness of someone you meet by chance. The stories of heavenly signs remind us to look up when we're desperate, to wait for meaning, even when everything looks random or broken. You don't have to believe every detail. You don't need fancy words or deep knowledge or grand gestures. These stories teach that in history's darkest days, heaven isn't silent. Sometimes it's a light, sometimes a whispered promise, sometimes a strange vision nobody can explain. The point: even a forgotten battlefield can become holy ground. So next time the world feels heavy, remember that heaven has always sent signs, sometimes to armies, sometimes to one lonely soul, proving we're never truly on our own. Even when history tries to bury the story, faith keeps it alive. Subscribe for more incredible true stories where heaven changed everything in battles you never learned about.